Hello and welcome to another video. This looks completely green screen, but I swear it's not. I'm in Woodstock in Inistioge again, and I want to show you an ice house this time. And we'll just go up there. You see the wall there behind me? That's where we're gonna go and have a look at it. Let's go. So ice houses were used in the past before fridges were introduced, and only by rich people of course, to store ice and to keep their food fresh, I guess. So they're usually only on manor estates and somewhere in the forest where it's cool. So there we are, that's it. Of course there's a bit of rubbish inside. And I would presume they would have brought it up along the river because that's just convenient. And then left it here, and then some poor servant had to bring it up to the manor house in Woodstock, which is of course in ruins now, since 1922. I have already mapped this a little bit. I'll see if I can do better. You might be able to tell by the change of glasses that I recorded the intro ages ago, and the reason is that I was always hoping to go to another ice house so I could show you another example. The problem is that they're really not accessible. So maybe not the best topic for a video if they're not accessible, but maybe you have access to all kinds of parks and private land, I don't know. So anyway, on the wiki, the OpenStreetMap wiki, we find that the tag is man-made ice house, but I want to point out here in the info box that status is not approved, it's only proposed. So whoever proposed this didn't go through the whole proposal process, which is really nerve-wracking, and I can understand why they didn't go through it. But it's not a super official tag. And if you look at the discussion tab up here, you see that there's also a historic ice house. So we're gonna have to make a choice. And of course I'm gonna go for a historic ice house because most of them are gonna be historic and they're not gonna be in use anymore. So this is what I'm going to use, historic ice house, and then use these tags here. So let's go to openstreetmap.org and zoom in on where the ice house is in Inistioge, which I have already added here. And if we go open the layers and activate the map data so we can click on it, it's only name ice house. I think that wasn't actually me. And then there is a... Why does this not work? Ruins ice house. So I'm gonna clean that up a bit. And you see that there's the bench that I sat on for the intro, and there's the sign that you might have seen. So I don't have to do that anymore. So I'm logged in with my username, the usual. And I will just delete this node and just add all the tags to the building, or what's left of it. So I'll use, as I said, historic ice _house and access no, because as you can see in the video there was a locked gate. And what else? Ruins, yes, no. Well, technically it's not a ruin because it still has the roof. And disused, yes. Tourism attraction, well, this is a tag that's really debatable. Like, there are signs. I doubt anyone apart from me is going to that location just to see the ice house. Usually they just pass it on their walk. I'm not gonna add it because it's not, I wouldn't consider it a tourism attraction. And that's really all we can do there. The name ice house, I don't know, not so happy about that, but we just leave it there and save that. Added tags for ice house sources survey because I was there, so I can confirm it's the ice house, and maybe we can also add the information board, which is over there. And then I'll add the hashtag up here, ice House. Don't have to do that. And upload. It won't change anything really in the representation on the map. It's just that the map data is a bit different now. So these are all the tags that I've just added or that were there already. If you want to check Wikidata, if you want to add a Wikidata key, you can go to wikidata.org and just type in Ice House and you'll find that there is one. So we can add that as well. Just copy this and you can look it up in your own time, all the different names and different languages, or words rather, not names. So I'm just going to add this as well. If there was a Wikipedia article about this specific ice house, you could add that as well, but I don't think there is. So Wikidata. Sorry, I have to use subject. Wikidata, because again, this is not the Wikidata for this specific ice house. It's just about ice houses in general. Added Wikidata key. One of the ice houses I was hoping to visit is in Borris, in County Carlow. And the problem why I can't access this, it's on private land and I would have to get married in Borris House to get there, and that's just not worth it. But it is on the British War Office map, and I think I have an idea of where it is exactly. If anyone goes for a walk there while they're at a wedding and it is accessible, I don't even know that, you can go and correct the entry. So this is Borris in Carlow. There is Borris House and there is a path here, and it's roughly there. I'll show you on the British War Office map. So again, just log in. This is the Esri view. And there's a bit of a mound here, I think. It looks like some irregularity. And I think it is this little mound here. Because if you look at Maxar imagery, you see these, there seem to be like remains of a wall or something, maybe. Bing is basically the same. Esri. Yeah, well, this looking from the shadow, like this could just be an irregularity. So it could be this one, but then you look at the shadow and you see it's a tree. So it's not that one. So it's probably this. And if you look at the British War Office map, maybe you can read that it says Ice House here. It's very blurred. And it doesn't really give you the location, but I still think it's probably this here. So that's where I'm going to put it. And I'm going to use a node this time because I'm not quite sure how big the building is or the ruins. So instead of area, which was already done in Inistioge, I'll use point and just put it in the center of that ominous mound. And then scroll down here and add historic ice house access, because it's on private land. Access private. Disused. Why can I never spell disused? Disused. Yes. And subject Wikidata. I hope I still have that in my clipboard. Yes. Did I forget anything? Ruins, probably. Tourism attraction, if it's not accessible, no. Yeah, that's really it. I'm not supposed to map for the renderer, so I'm not gonna add name ice house. So that's that then. Oh yeah, source, of course. Source, which I could put in when I upload it, but I like to add the source to that specific node if it's only for that thing. British War Office map, if you know what I mean. So I could add it here in source, but most of the time I add more than one thing, and I want to know, people might want to go in later on and see where did you get that information from. And if I just put in British War Office map and Esri and I have done 20 change sets, then they'll never know that I meant the British War Office map for the ice house. So I like to keep it with whatever object I've added, like a footnote in an academic text. So added ice house. Source. I'm still gonna use British War Office map, Esri and Maxar, which I never use, and the hashtag here, ice house, and upload that. And because it's not mapped as a building or an archaeological site, it doesn't even show on the map. So maybe I should have used the name. But again, we're not supposed to map for the renderer. So it is there though. If you activate the map data layer, it's this node here. That's all. It would be great to see more of them mapped. As I said, it's very difficult to find them. There's one in Carlow in the... Let me check what it's called, because I can't remember. I was hoping to get access to it, but it's not as easy to go to Carlow for me without a car. It's up down here in Oak Park somewhere. I think it is somewhere here. So I've added the track to find it easier, but I never made it there. Because I think it is privately owned by Tagashk. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll give you the name there on the screen. Another one is in Lismore in County, I think it's Waterford. This one here. It's I think it's here. So I don't know if that's accessible. Maybe you can just walk off the road there and check it out. I think it's there anyway. And that was the ice house for Lismore Castle, I guess. And another one near Blessington. My landlord and landlady visited it and I found a map in their car. I wasn't rooting around, they gave me a lift and I found it somewhere, some big park near Blessington. I can't remember what it's called. Ross something. And I tried to find it on the British War Office map and I couldn't find it, so I haven't added it. And on the tourist map that I found in their car, it said it was partly accessible, whatever that means. So the park was pretty well mapped. Annoyed now that I can't find it. But anyway, so let me know if you found any of them, if you've added one to OpenStreetMap, and share a link on my Facebook page, OpenStreetMap for History Buffs, or in a comment on the YouTube video. And if not, that's fine too. If you're more into mapping lime kilns or street names or whatever, that's fine. But happy mapping anyways, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!